welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local Greenwich from our headquarters at Asmara with your domestic and international news in brief. I'm Zahra Badouri, but first we'll begin with your major headlines for this broadcast. An announcement from the Ministry of Health. Greening campaign contributing in wildlife development, and more. On your international, Tokyo Olympic officially begins under specter of a pandemic. Iran oil pipeline inauguration. Welcome to your domestic in brief. 11 patients have been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today at quarantine centers in central, southern, and southern Red Sea regions. Out of these, 5 patients are from quarantine centers in Asmara Central Region, 4 are from quarantine centers in Mandafara 1, San'afe 1, Ibn Haili 1 and Kamhara 1 southern region. The last 2 patients are from quarantine centers in Massawa, northern Red Sea region. On the other hand, 48 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the southern 30, northern Red Sea 15, and central 3 regions have recovered fully and have been discharged from these facilities. Sadly, a 75-year-old patient in the southern region passed away due to the pandemic. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly risen to 6,249, while the number of deaths increased to 33. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 6,491. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 23rd July 2021. The Forest Area and Wildlife Authority reported that the greening campaign, coupled with the strong awareness-raising activities, is significantly contributing in wildlife development. Mr. Futsum Hagos, head of the Wildlife Conservation and Development, indicated that even though the establishment of reserved areas in Eritrea has 70 years history, it was practically initiated since 1997 by identifying 12 sites in northern Red Sea and southern Red Sea regions, Ansaba and Gashbarka regions as well, pointing out that since the founding of the Forest Area and Wildlife Authority, 16 reserved areas have been established. Mr. Futsum said that northern and southern Red Sea regions are in 106,000 hectares of reserved land. In Gashbarka regions, 44,000 hectares. In Bure and Arorai, over 350,000 hectares, and in the Dahlak Islands, about 200,000 hectares. Mr. Futsum went on to say that the wild animals, including some that are on the verge of extinction, are fully documented and proper follow-up is being conducted for their safety and continuity, indicating that the conflict between farmers and the wild animals, deforestation, expansion of farming lands, and are among the challenges being encountered. Mr. Futsum reported that strong awareness-raising programs as well as legal measures are being taken to ensure the development of wild animals in the country. Mr. Futsum also called for reinforced participation of the public and other stakeholders in the effort to conserve the wildlife resources of the country. Proceeding with your domestic, training on poultry and beef farming was organized to 47 youth in Ibn Haili subzone. The 2-month theoretical and practical training was part of the effort to develop the capacity of youth in various vocational skills and enable them become self-supportive and productive members of the society, indicating that poultry and beef farming is one of the activities that brings real change in the lives of those engaged in the business. Mr. Mengista Abda'ame, head of the Ministry of Agriculture in the subzone, called on the trainees to apply the training they received practically on the ground and improve their livelihoods. Mrs. Terhas Faqadu, managing director in the subzone, on her part, indicating the importance of the training program, expressed readiness of the subzone to stand alongside the trainees in all their future endeavors. On your final domestic, before your final domestic, we'll be back with your international after this short break. Do stay with us for more. Welcome to your international report. On your report, Tokyo Olympics 2020 officials opened today on 23rd July in this year's Olympic competition. Eritrea will participate in 3 sports competitions, including in athletics, swimming, and cycling, and is fielding 13 athletics, including 5 females, according to reports from the Ministry of Information. From Tokyo, the national team that is coached by Samson Solomon includes athletes Merhau Quddus, Emmanuel Gebreግዚአብሔር, and Mosana Debesay, and starts its competition tomorrow, 24th July. Athlete Mosana Debesay is making history for becoming the first Black African cyclist to participate in the Olympics. The remaining athletics that will participate in track will depart tomorrow, 24th July, and those that will compete in a marathon and 10,000 meters on 30th July. On your final international, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on Thursday inaugurated a major onshore pipeline that allows the country to bypass the Hormuz Strait for crude oil exports. The pipeline, which is about 1,000 kilometers in length, will transfer the pumped oil from facilities in Gora on the southern west shore to the Oman seaport of Jask on the southern eastern shore of the country. The opening of Gora-Jask pipeline gives a strong and firm response to all plotters, and particularly the United States, as said Rouhani at the online opening ceremony, alluding to the U.S. sanctions that are aimed at hindering Iran's oil export. The $2 billion project, whose construction started 2 years ago, doters the strategic Hormuz Strait, which has long been used as a vital passageway for oil exports in the region. Rouhani said they have ended their independence on a single port, and it has also reduced the demand for the Persian Gulf in oil exports. This means that the Iranian government can export oil from the Gulf of Oman and many times, and this is very important. Further, he added that this is the first time because in the past exports were made through the Persian Gulf. The president further alleged that as time goes by, the importance of first project will become more evident for the Iranians. The oil pipeline is able to initially export 300,000 barrels per day of crude and will reach the capacity of 1 million once fully ready in October. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief, but these are your major headlines in review. An announcement from the Ministry of Health as your primary domestic. Greening campaign contributing in wildlife development. Tokyo Olympics officially began under specter of pandemic. Iran oil pipeline inauguration. That is all until we are back with some more news. Stay and enjoy the rest of our programs, and have a nice one.